Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I'm Valsa Williams with the Midday News. The headlines. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar tells Parliament no request of mediation on the Kashmir issue was made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to US President. Karnataka Assembly resumes business on trust vote of Kumaraswamy government. Supreme Court refuses to pass any order on Karnataka issue for now after Speaker's assurance on trust vote. Apex Court cancels registration of Amrapali Group, appoints state-run NBCC to complete pending projects. I&B Minister Prakash Javadekar wishes people on National Broadcasting Day. And in badminton, Sai Praneeth advances into second round of Japan Open. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today said it is India's consistent position that all outstanding issues with Pakistan are discussed only bilaterally. Making a brief statement in the Rajya Sabha on US President Donald Trump's claim with regard to Jammu and Kashmir, he assured the House that no such request of mediation was made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the US President.
Remarks by President Donald Trump in a meeting with Prime Minister Imran Khan of Pakistan to the press that he is ready to mediate if requested by India and Pakistan on Kashmir issue. I would like to categorically assure the House that no such request has been made by the Prime Minister to the US President. I would also reiterate that it has been India's consistent position that all outstanding issues with Pakistan are discussed only bilaterally.
Mr. Jaishankar said any engagement with Pakistan will require an end to cross-border terrorism. The minister added that the Shimla Agreement and the Lahore Declaration provide the basis to resolve all issues between the two countries bilaterally. Earlier, opposition members from the Congress and CPI raised the issue in the House. Anand Sharma of the Congress said the Prime Minister should come to Parliament and verify the US President's statement. The upper house has been adjourned till 2 p.m. over the issue of US President Donald Trump's claim. When the House met after the first adjournment at 12 noon, members from the Congress, Left, TMC, Samajwadi Party and others trooped into the well, demanding the Prime Minister's statement in the House over the issue. Amidst noisy scenes, Deputy Chairman Harivansh tried to run the question hour but could not succeed. The issue was also raised in the Lok Sabha by the opposition members. Responding to it, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi said the government will reply to this after question hour. Meanwhile, U.S. Congressman Brad Sherman apologized to India's envoy to the U.S. for President Donald Trump's remarks on Kashmir. He said in a tweet that he apologized to Indian Ambassador Harsh Shringla for Trump's amateurish and embarrassing mistake. He said everyone who knows anything about foreign policy in South Asia knows that India consistently opposes third-party mediation in Kashmir. He said everyone knows Prime Minister Modi would never suggest such a thing. The Karnataka Legislative Assembly resumed business this morning after a late-night sitting yesterday. BJP members objected to the absence of coalition party leaders and said this is disrespect to the Speaker's seat. After half an hour, UT Khadar of the Congress initiated the discussion on the vote of confidence. Yesterday, Speaker Ramesh Kumar had announced that the discussion must conclude by 4 p.m. and after the Chief Minister's reply, the division of votes to conclude by 6 p.m. today. The advocates of rebel MLAs appeared before the Speaker with reference to the petition filed by Congress Legislative Party leader Siddaramaiah to disqualify the rebels for anti-party activities. More from our correspondent.
The members from the Congress and JDS are taking part in the discussion on the vote of confidence, with BJP members intervening only to defend their leaders and central government. Most of the members from the ruling party asked the rebels to come back and take part in the floor test. Speaking to media persons outside the House, BJP leader R. Ashok hoped the Speaker will ensure that the floor test be held today itself. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
The Supreme Court adjourned till tomorrow the hearing on two Karnataka MLAs' plea seeking direction to the Speaker to forthwith conduct the floor test in the Assembly. The court took note of the submission of Speaker K.R. Ramesh Kumar that the voting on the trust motion is likely to be concluded by this evening or tomorrow. A bench headed by Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi considered the submission of senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi appearing for the Speaker. The Supreme Court today cancelled the registration of the Amrapali Group under the Real Estate Regulatory Authority RERA. The Apex Court also cancelled the lease of the realtors' properties granted by Noida and Greater Noida authorities. A bench of Justices Arun Mishra and U. Lalit appointed the National Buildings Construction Corporation (NBCC) to complete all the pending projects of the group. The bench directed the Enforcement Directorate (ED) to investigate the alleged money laundering by Amrapali Chairman and Managing Director Anil Sharma and other directors and senior officials of the group. Meanwhile, the ED said it had already filed a criminal case of money laundering against the Amrapali Group and its promoters under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act early this month. The embattled Amrapali Group allegedly failed to give possession of flats to over 42,000 home buyers in Noida and Greater Noida. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar has said the Narendra Modi government is fully committed to transparency and accountability in the flow of information relating to various government departments. In a tweet, Mr. Javadekar said there is a deliberate and mischievous attempt by a section to malign the government. The minister said there is no merit in their criticism as the amendment to the RTI Act in no way compromises the autonomy of the Information Commission. Meanwhile, Congress Parliamentary Party leader Sonia Gandhi has alleged that the centre is hell-bent on subverting the RTI Act, which she said is now on the brink of extinction. In a statement, she said over the past decade and more, 60 lakh countrymen have used RTI and helped usher in a new culture of transparency and accountability at all levels. The Lok Sabha had yesterday passed the bill amending the Right to Information Act. The Code on Wages 2019 and the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2019 have been introduced in the Lok Sabha today. The Code on Wages 2019 is to amend and consolidate the laws relating to wages and bonus and matters connected therewith. The Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2019 is aimed at consolidating and amending the laws regulating the occupational safety, health and working conditions of the persons employed in an establishment. Labour Minister Santosh Kumar Gangwar introduced both the codes. Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat today gave a presentation to BJP MPs on water conservation in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, briefing media after the BJP Parliamentary Party meeting in New Delhi. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi said there will be competition at block, district and state level on water conservation. He said the best performing state will get more funds from the Centre for better utilization of water. Today is National Broadcasting Day. On this day in 1927, the first ever radio broadcast in the country went on the air from the Bombay station under a private company, the Indian Broadcasting Company. On the 8th of June 1936, the Indian State Broadcasting Service became All India Radio. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar has wished the people on National Broadcasting Day. He said Prime Minister Narendra Modi has chosen radio for communication with the public every month because of his belief that radio is the only tool that has become a medium of entertainment along with news everywhere in the country. Prasar Bharati Chairman A. Surya Prakash also wished the listeners of All India Radio on the occasion.
I wish to convey my very best wishes to the millions of listeners of All India Radio on National Broadcasting Day. AIR is one of the largest public broadcasting corporations in the world. India is one of the most diverse nations. Indians speak 121 languages and 270 dialects. This linguistic diversity is what All India Radio Akashvani tries to cater to. Really, I to reiterate Prasar Bharati's commitment to fulfill the mandate to be fair, objective and credible, and to be forever in the service of the people of India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tribute to Chandrasekhar Azad on his birth anniversary today. The Prime Minister recalled one of his Mann Ki Baat programs on All India Radio, wherein Mr. Modi said Chandrasekhar Azad was a bold and determined leader who sacrificed his life for the country's freedom. In the audio clip, Mr. Modi said his heroic legacy is a source of inspiration for the countrymen.
भारत में कौन सा ऐसा नौजवान होगा जो इन पंक्तियों को सुनकर प्रेरित नहीं हो। सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में है, देखना है जोर कितना बाजुए कातिल में। इन पंक्तियों ने अशफाक उल्लाह खान, भगत सिंह, चंद्रशेखर आजाद जैसे अनेक नौजवानों को प्रेरित किया। चंद्रशेखर आजाद की बहादुरी और स्वतंत्रता के लिए उनका जुनून, इसने कई युवाओं को प्रेरित किया। आजाद ने अपने जीवन को दांव पर लगा दिया, लेकिन विदेशी शासन के सामने वे कभी नहीं झुके। ये मेरा सौभाग्य रहा कि मुझे मध्य प्रदेश में चंद्रशेखर आजाद के गांव अलीराजपुर जाने का सौभाग्य भी प्राप्त हुआ।
The Prime Minister also paid tribute to Lokmanya Tilak on his birth anniversary. He said the veteran freedom fighter devoted his life to Purna Swaraj. Mr. Modi said a grateful nation will always remember his contribution.
सामर्थ्यवान माँ भारती को समर्पित महापुरुषों ने इस धरती को अपना जीवन आहूत कर दिया, समर्पित कर दिया। एक ऐसे ही महापुरुष हैं लोकमान्य तिलक, जिन्होंने अनेक भारतीयों के मन में अपनी गहरी छाप छोड़ी है। लोकमान्य तिलक साहस और आत्मविश्वास से भरे हुए थे। उनमें ब्रिटिश शासकों को उनकी गलतियों का आईना दिखाने की शक्ति और बुद्धिमत्ता थी।
The Narendra Modi government has completed 50 days in office in its second term. The government took some major initiatives for farmers in this short span. Here is a report from our correspondent.
In the Indian ethos, a farmer is an annadata or food giver, and that is why the Narendra Modi government accords top priority to the agriculture sector. Within 50 days of assuming power again, the government took some historic decisions to empower farmers. The government constituted a high-power committee of chief ministers for transformation of Indian agriculture. It has already held its first meeting and discussed the measures for transformation of agriculture. Modalities for adoption and time-bound implementation of agriculture sector reforms also topped the agenda. In a major boost to farmers' income, the government also approved the increase in the minimum support price of all kharif crops for 2019 and 20 season. The government in its very first cabinet meeting approved a pension scheme for farmers. In yet another landmark decision, government extended the PM Kisan Yojana to all farmers, under which they are provided an income support of 6,000 rupees annually. The government is also mindful of the need for facilities for transportation of the produce. The third phase of the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana will consolidate 1,25,000 kilometers of road. All this will certainly smoothen the path for the prosperity of those who feed the country. Naseem Naqvi, AIR News, New Delhi.
Benchmark domestic indices today snapped losing trend of 3 sessions amid positive cues from global stocks in afternoon trade. Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange gained 120 points or 0.32% to trade at 38,151. Nifty at the National Stock Exchange also climbed 33 points or 0.29% to trade at 11,379. In badminton, Sai Praneeth stormed into the second round of men's singles of Japan Open, beating Kento Nishimoto in straight games today. The unseeded Praneeth recorded a comfortable 21-17, 21-13 win over the Japanese shuttler in just 42 minutes. He next faces Kanta Tsuneyama of Japan. In the mixed doubles event, Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Ashwini Ponnappa beat their German opponents in straight games 21-14, 31-19. However, in men's doubles, Manu Atri and Sumit B. Reddy crashed out of the tournament. Top Indian shuttlers PV Sindhu and Kidambi Srikanth will begin their singles campaign tomorrow. Sindhu, seeded 5th, will face China's Yue Han, while Srikanth will take on compatriot H.S. Pranoy. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar tells Parliament no request of mediation on Kashmir issue was made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to U.S. President. Karnataka Assembly resumes business on trust vote of Kumaraswamy government. Supreme Court refuses to pass any order on Karnataka issue for now after Speaker's assurance on trust vote. Apex Court cancels registration of Amrapali Group, appoints state-run NBCC to complete pending projects. I&B Minister Prakash Javadekar wishes people on National Broadcasting Day. And in badminton, Sai Praneeth advances into second round of Japan Open. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com. And with that, we end the midday news.